Good morning. I have had a very interesting series of dreams and experiences over the recent few hours, and I'd like to share something with you that I hope will alleviate some pain that you're going through. When we go through experiences that cause us a lot of pain, whether we manifest them ourselves or it's a co-creation with someone else, instinctually we block out a part of who we really are. And in doing so, we block out the vibration that connects us with the people that we love. When I was really hurt, I had blocked out the part of me that was hurt because I couldn't handle admitting the mistakes I made and the mistakes that were made towards me. I couldn't accept the lessons and the wisdom in it. Instead, I kept reinventing myself and rediscovering who I was more and more. I avoided who I was at the time, who I knew myself to be. And I kept looking for more answers for things that were already answered. I had the love of my life in my life, a beautiful home and a wonderful family. All I needed to do was take care of my health. But I was so blinded by pain and grief that I couldn't see. I couldn't see the people around me for who they were. I couldn't see myself. I thought I was broken in every way when the only way that I needed to be healed was just some patience. In avoiding who I was and breaking that version of me apart, tearing the life I had apart and starting all over again, thinking that I could do better next time and I could, the new version of me would be better. All it did was alienate me from everyone in my life. The facts of it were that I had already manifested and been given the gift of the best relationship of my life, the most patient, loving husband, and the most supportive family. I was the problem, not them. It was my imagination and what I allowed in my mind that was the problem. I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't practicing the things I could do. I wasn't utilizing my gifts. I wasn't taking care of my body or anything because I felt that I was broken. And because I was broken, I wasn't good enough for anything. So instead of taking care of why I felt broken, I instead walked away from everything and started over. I hit the reset button on my own life. Blamed everyone, created enemies, and made monsters out of people that were angels, including myself, and just started over. Dug through every tomb and grave and memory of my existence trying to find what I was looking for. And to this day, I just figured it out. Just laying in bed and having my eyes closed. The dreams I was seeing. We've always been who we want to be. There is a higher power taking care of us, and we aren't doing this on our own. Whether that higher power is an aspect of you or not, that's for you to decide. That's for you to come to realization of. But you are guided, guarded, and protected. The people you love now, the people in your life are already the perfect people. That boyfriend that's cheating on you or that you think is cheating on you, that partner that's sick and unhealthy, or the one who's in so much pain that cries all the time, whatever the case may be, look past the symptoms, look past the illusion, and realize within yourself there is a disconnect between what you are thinking and what you are feeling. There is a inauthentic connection, as if you are connecting the monitor on the computer, the cable to the monitor to the computer. That cable, you haven't plugged it into the right part. So your mind and your heart aren't connected in a proper way, which is causing you physical and emotional pain, and then your imagination goes all over the place. Because you imagine the worst, because there's no feelings. The feelings that you feel like loss and pain, betrayal and all of that, because the mind is imagining something without the compassion of the heart, and the heart is left to feel without the clarity of the mind. And in between what you're expressing with your voice and your actions is someone who is afraid. Sorry about that. I just got an email from Credit Karma telling me my credit's improved. I have been attempting to do so much stuff in my life and to know myself, to find the perfect name, to find the perfect career, and to be healthy. And last night I laid here in bed and I went to sleep holding an item from someone that means a lot to me, and I could smell them on it. I could smell the house we lived in, the home we had, the family. There was even a piece of fur from one of the fur babies. It broke me in a way that I am grateful for. For the first time in almost 2 years, I felt like I was at home again, and everything was okay. And as soon as I opened my eyes and I saw these things here again, and then the other part of me telling me, oh, I'm in an apartment, I'm by myself, I'm this and that. That disconnect is what you are intended to heal. That's the problem. The problem isn't what the other person is doing or what you've done or what has happened. Do you hear that car going on? The problem is you're disconnected from yourself. For whatever reason, mine seems to have been guilt and sorrow and pity and regret and all of these ridiculous things from all the crap I've been through in my life. I wasn't there for myself. I wasn't there to take care of my body as my best friend. I wasn't there to take care of the love of my life as a human being. I looked at him as an unbreakable Iron Man, and I put all the weight on him while I was taking the rest of the weight of things that never needed to be carried. I was all right already. I didn't need to go through all of this pain to get to where I am now. Especially realizing that the word apartment means apart mentally. To be apart from your mind. Apart from the mental. I had disconnected. My heart is still at home with the love of my life, but my mind is scattered. Like stars in the sky, each of them glimmering and shining, facing the same place, but just a little out of reach. Please don't do that to yourself. You deserve the love you want. You already have it. I've spent so much time attempting to visualize and imagine and bring parts of my life back, and because of the disconnect between my heart and mind, I've imagined so many terrible situations instead. Instead of seeing me and this person coming back together, I kept seeing me and someone else, these other people involved. Instead of visualizing happy communication, I visualized negative communication. And then I started blaming entities and thought forms and alcohol and this and that, when the issue itself was what I was imagining. I wasn't allowing myself to feel it because I was afraid. And it's such a quiet, subtle, simple fear. And all it says is, am I really worth it? Am I really worth this happily ever after? Or is it better that I remain a victim and imagine this for someone else so that I can continue to remain in my comfortable cage while doing good for others? Don't be like me. Visualize for yourself, imagine for yourself, and allow it. Go ahead and imagine the best for anyone in your life, but you also deserve the best. And when you've had the love of your life in your relationship with you, and you've experienced heaven on earth within you, that's when things usually get bad, because energetically you are at a stable point in life then to be able to handle changes. You don't have to run from them. Nothing's wrong. Things aren't broken. You were just ready to level up again. And I didn't know that. My body was falling apart and I thought I was literally dying. And I thought I had to change everything about me to fix my life. When all I had to do was eat healthier and talk to my partner about what was going on and actually hear him, to hear what he was going through because of it. I didn't need to run away. I didn't need to hide and change my appearance and my body and my name, and I didn't need to do any of that. I simply needed to hold the hand of the man I love and look him in the eye and say, I'm hurt and afraid and I don't know what to do. Please help. But instead, I chose to do things on my own in the most difficult way, to create more obstacles in my way and to create more and more chaos, just so I could find order, and eventually when I would find that order, I would feel a sense of satisfaction, and that sense of satisfaction would cause a sense of appeasement to the disconnect between the mind and the heart. All distractions, illusions, deceit towards the self. Therefore, the people around you and around me had created that too, which then led to another loop of, oh, it's all, it's all fake, it's all this, it's all that. I wasn't being fair to myself or to the people around me. I didn't hear people when they spoke to me. I didn't hear myself when I spoke to myself. Because I had an underlying belief that I was broken. Therefore, if I'm broken, then everyone's just trying to comfort me. And if they're trying to comfort me, then they're lying. Because I don't deserve comfort. They're probably going to hurt me, so it's okay. I'll just go and hide and pretend everything's okay until I can fix it on my own. That is a mistake. The people you have in your life now are the perfect people in your life. They just don't seem like it because you've been disconnected from yourself. The love of your life that you feel made so many mistakes and so did so much wrong is the love of your life. The reason those mistakes happened were because they were happening inside of them, and the body and mind acted them out to ask for help without asking for help. And when I say the people in your life now are the perfect people, that's not in all cases. I guess I should rephrase it. The people that you love, the relationships you have, if you were more in alignment with yourself, they would appear in a different way to you. I don't know how else to put it. I'm using myself as an example. The relationship I experienced was the perfect relationship. The issue wasn't our problems, the issue wasn't anything other than how we communicated within ourselves to ourselves, and then in turn expected the other person to communicate with us to make up for the way we weren't communicating with ourselves. I wasn't listening to my heart. I was listening to my mind. My heart wanted to be with him and to stay at home and to fix things. My mind wanted to run and clear everything out and be the Queen of Swords and just block everything out. So in turn, the world around me reflected unemotional, cold, harsh people. Because I was being unemotional, cold, harsh, and unfair to myself. I had the love of my life and I couldn't see it. Don't be like me. Appreciate what you have, and if you're angry at someone, if you're pissed off at someone, if you've turned your back to someone, or if you're being hurt by someone, check in with yourself. How are you hurting yourself? How are you ignoring who you love and what you feel? Don't let true love pass you by. Don't let pain taint love. We're supposed to be a team. We're supposed to be a family. Family doesn't abandon family. Family doesn't walk away. Take care of yourself. And listen to your heart, and I don't care what anybody else tells you. The only time you don't listen to just your heart is when you are overthinking everything and your thoughts and emotions aren't aligned. You have to feel what it is you're imagining. You can't go through life thinking your way through it, and you can't go through life crying your way through it. There has to be a balance so that the people in your life that are painted in a negative way, you can take that paint off of them and see them for who they are, not for who you want them to be. You can take the paint off of yourself from who you've been told to be and how other people have influenced you to be, to you knowing who you really are and what you really want. In most cases, pain exists because we are disappointed and angry. You can't hide from that or run from that by avoiding life, by taking hormones, by smoking, by being promiscuous. The pain is still in you. And it's not fair to the people around you or to yourself. Beautiful relationships get messed up because of external influences. And then we allow it because it's too much to admit that we've made mistakes in it to fix them. That's why this video is here. It's not too much to admit that you made a mistake. I'm doing it right now, to the entire world. I didn't listen to my heart. My mind kept wanting to be with the love of my life and was imagining it, and my heart was in pain. And when my heart wasn't in pain and aligned with the idea and the reality of being at home with my partner, my mind started racing and imagining the worst case scenarios. And in between it, it's just a matter of acceptance and focus. Take care of yourselves. Take care of the ones you love. Every being in your life is precious, even the ones you hate. That hate wouldn't be there if love wasn't underneath it. And if that love is there, nurture it. Don't wait for someone else to take the place of someone you love. And don't use anger and pain as an excuse to justify replacing the people you love with others. Part of you will always have that sting in you. You know how you had the first relationship in your life, and to this day sometimes you think about it, and you're like, that person was really cool. Or like me with the love of my life. And to this day, how I keep thinking I could have, should have, would have. Don't be that way. If you've loved someone and they're still in your life and you can fix things or you can repair things, or even if you can just look at each other differently, to see each other as who you are and not who you were, don't give that chance up. Don't give up happily ever after just because of a fight. And don't let your ego and other people's perception tell you who you should and shouldn't love. It's your life, it's your happiness. It's your love story. Allow yourself to have the love that you want. Even if that love has been destroyed and wrecked and imploded on itself. People do terrible things when they're hurt. And people do even more terrible things to avoid that hurt. I know I did all of them. I love you. Take care of yourself. Allow the pain in your life to dissolve so you can have the beauty of life again. We don't have to keep moving on from person to person to person. Sometimes we move on to figure out that we actually want to go back to the person we were with, or the person we were ourselves. I've changed my name and my appearance and things so many times, and all these years later, I've gone right back to who I was right in the beginning, before all of the pain. Before my grandfather passed away, before I was thrown in to take care of this person I was with who was in a mental hospital, and then after that, all these things that happened with my marriage, and it was a mess. Before that, I was a healthy person who was content in their gender fluidity and their life. I didn't need anything more than the love of my life by my side. Things get complicated when we avoid who we are and how we feel. When we remain silent when someone asks us, "Are you okay?" and you say nothing. Or when you really want to talk to someone and you avoid it, and that's when they really needed you to talk to them. And in those moments, that person that needed to hear you feels betrayed, and the person that needed to talk feels like a villain. These are the little moments in life, the simple things that create chaos. Connect your mind and your heart. Imagine and feel what it is you're feeling and imagining. And then express it. You are already perfect. Maybe some of the people in your life, rebounds or or people in family that are just not nice people, or they're just shady, or they're not, hashtag woke enough, or whatever the case may be. The point being, you and only you know who you love, and you and only you know what you will regret. Don't be like me and think you can be stronger than regret. It doesn't work out very well. I'm not very happy in life anymore. And the more I attempt to be happy, the more I realize I'm just running from the thing that made me happy in the first place. And yet it was someone else too. It was a co-creation with me and someone else that created the happiest relationship I could have been in. And I allowed my insecurities to destroy it, which then brought other people and their influences into the relationship to destroy it. Placeholders and rebounds and instigations and sabotagers. All because I couldn't face me. Be kind to yourself. And be kind to the ones you've hurt and you've been hurt by. Some of them actually learn, and some people actually do change for the better. I love you, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.